Hi, my name is Dr. Lydia Light. I am a primate behavioral ecologist and biological anthropologist broadly. I'm also a conservationist. And one of the things that I encourage my students to do is to do research that expands that a little bit more, allowing them to do things that are a bit different than what I have done. I wanted to show you a couple of pictures and whatnot, prepared some slides to let you know what I do, where I work, and what my students do. So I will go ahead and start that. I do study primarily gibbons, small apes, in Western Thailand, but I will let you know a couple of the different things that I'm hoping to do in the future. So first of all, I do have a lab on campus. It's the UNC Charlotte's Primate Behavioral Ecology and Conservation Lab. We do a lot of work on GIS, but we've also acquired software and technology to do work on vocalizations, and also now branching out into some endocrinology work with on-campus collaborators in psychological science. So just to give you an idea of some of the things we do, this on the right is a picture of two of my study groups in Thailand and looking at just the patterns of space use and how that differs between different types and different forest types and different groups. That's a big focus of my research. On the upper left, these are spectrograms from a vocalization project that one of my current graduate students did while still an undergraduate. There's also opportunities to do work here domestically in the US. I teach a field biology of the primates class where we go down to Florida every other spring break and work at a lemur facility where they have semi-free ranging lemurs in some big forest enclosures. And then students have worked there afterwards as well. I also have now established contact with the Greensboro Science Center, and we're about to do some endocrinology work up there in the spring. There's also a gibbon sanctuary in South Carolina that has been welcoming to students in the past, and after COVID will also be available for students to do some research there. And then the Duke Lemur Center is also welcoming to students. So for example, this is one of my MA students. This is Phil. He worked at both the Lemur Conservation Foundation in Florida and the Duke Lemur Center over the summer, even in the midst of COVID. And he looked at different lemur species and was looking for parasites in their feces. So that's another thing that students can do that obviously goes beyond the scope of my own research, but something that I will help guide students through. And then abroad, obviously for many primatologists, the goal is to go study wild primates. I have a field site in Western Thailand in a sanctuary called Hoi Ka Keng. And I have habituated a number of different groups of white-handed gibbons. They're available for research purposes, but there are also several other primate species in the sanctuary. So there are some dusky langurs, there are some macaques, and also potentially some slow lorises, but even just doing a project on determining whether they're there or not could be an interesting MA project. I'm also working on expanding my research in Thailand to include ethnoprimatological work focusing on Thai temples. There are a couple different types of temples that have monkeys in Thailand, and some interesting questions to ask about that human-primate interface. And then also for students that are interested in doing other work besides what I've listed here, I do have a pretty extensive network of other primatologists working in different areas, and they're always looking for students to come do some work. I have an ethnoprimatological friend who works in St. Kitts. We've talked about a number of different ethnoprimatology projects that might be done with the green monkeys, the African green monkeys that are down in St. Kitts, just for example. So if you'd like more, sorry. And then this is another one of my current MA students. She did some field work in Costa Rica, and now since she has this fieldwork experience and she knows how to do behavioral observations on wild primates, she's shifting. So now she is going to do some ethnoprimatological work. And if all goes well, we will be heading out to some temple sites in Thailand where she will be looking at the human-macaque interface in terms of tourism and provisioning and temple sites and sort of religious aspects of how monkeys are treated. So if you are interested in this sort of thing, obviously gibbons are what I typically focus on, but you can see from the work of some of my other students that you can focus on other primate species as well. But I really do try to focus on having that biocultural model in the foreground for whatever we are doing. You can check out my website here. I'll make a plug for my website. And also, if you have any questions, please email me. My email is right there, Light, so there's 2 L's at the beginning, light1@uncc.edu. And obviously, you can always hop on my website and find out a little bit more about the work that I'm doing and the work that the students have been doing in the lab. Thank you.